Are you looking to get the most out of your Komodo handheld rig? My name is Christian McKean.
I'm McKean Fraser.
And we're here to share with you our church setup and how we operate on a Sunday. Let's get into it. So today we're here to share with you a little bit of why we run Komodos, how we have our rig set up, and what we would do differently. So go ahead and just start taking apart the pieces as I talk about it. We'll start with the lens. So what we operate with is the DZO film. This lens right here is the 35 to 80 Cata zoom. I love this lens. I love how it looks. I love the low T-stop iris on it. I love the fact that it can zoom, gets pretty wide. It's a great lens overall. My one regret with this is that it does not have image stabilization. And that's unfortunate only because our operators do not have backpack rigs. We should probably get backpack rigs.
Probably.
Make a note of that.
Yeah.
We need backpack rigs, but they don't have it. And so there is that kind of natural handheld shake that's to be expected, but then a little bit more because there's no image stabilization on the lens itself. To be honest, if I were to go back, just knowing that we have so many volunteers here that come in and out, I think we have between 25 and 30 volunteers just in the video production department. And a lot of them are students. A lot of them are people who are here for a short amount of time and then leave. To be honest, I would have image stabilization on the handheld lenses. I feel like that's just super important to have. I think we actually have them for all of our other ones too. We have it for our dolly. We have it for our follow cam. We don't have it on our jib because that's already a pretty smooth setup. But for a handheld, we either need backpacks or we need lenses with IS. So that is one thing I do differently. Now the monitor, we're just going through it. Honestly, a lot of this stuff I would do differently now. We ran through this whole setup. We had a good budget for it, but to be honest, it was the first time that I was getting a lot of these things, and I was using what I had seen other churches use or other churches in the past I had worked with were using. And for one of them was the 12G 7-inch Blackmagic Video Assist. Now this monitor is great. It's a beautiful monitor. It looks awesome. There's a couple things I have like beef with it. One of the things is that it's huge and it's heavy. And on our handheld cameras, you can feel the weight added. To be honest, I would go with the 5-inch monitor next time, and then I would just note that the normal BNC size for your SDI is on the 7-inch, but on the 5-inch monitor, it's mini or micro BNC. Now, that's fine. That's not a problem if you're not looping out of your monitor. So I would still buy these monitors if it was for our crowd cameras, for our jib, for our dolly, for our follow cam, but I would not buy it for the handhelds, and I would just get a loop through here. So honestly, that's what I would do differently. My other beef that I have with this is the fact that the Komodo picture does not come into the Blackmagic monitor the same that it sends up to our video world. It's totally different. And honestly, I've talked to a couple people about it. I've been told that you just have to import the right LUT. I have not found that LUT. So if you're watching this and in the comments you want to share with us, if you've ran into the same problem, let us know. I know that there is a workaround, but I have not spent the time to find it. So just know that the picture that you get on your video assist is not going to be accurate to what the Komodo is sending. If you loop through it, it still looks totally fine. It's just the level, and we've messed around with it every which way we can. It's just not, it's not the same. The highlights are way blown out. It's also way too dark when you're shooting in crowd. I literally do this pretty much every Sunday where I'm like, give me that crowd shot. And they're like, I can't see the crowd. And I'm like, I can see it. Focus forward. And so it's a lot of this like trying to talk to them and help walk them through. And it's just because the monitor itself is not accurate. So I'll often point people to just look at the monitor on top of the Komodo. For the battery, I love the battery. This is the battery that I would use every time. It's small, it's compact. You can fit 4 on one charger. This is what is this, the Edge, right? No, sorry, this is the Edge is what we use for our pockets. This is the Anton Bauer Titan Micro 150 watt V-mount. This is great. It's got D-tap on the top. It's got USB power on the top. I don't think we ever use them, but we have the option to. We could. But these are great because I almost bought the 100 watts, and I ended up going with the 150, and those last us, how long would you say it lasts?
Close to 4 hours, I think.
Close to 4 hours on a Komodo with a wireless unit running through it. Yep, so it's a great setup. Highly recommend it. I would not change that at all. If I were to rebuild this whole setup, I would get that again. Okay, let's talk about the big spend here. That was the Teradek Ranger Mark II. I think this is the 750 range, and it's a 12G. This is amazing. It's probably one of the best on the market that you can get. I'm really glad that we were able to get a couple of these for our handhelds. We still have wireless problems.
Yes.
Every single Sunday. And part of it's due to the placement of our receiver. So we've been moving around the room, trying some different stuff, getting it further away from the camera, make sure it's not behind a wall and not being obstructed by the cam op's body. Some of those things are inevitable. It's gonna happen with any wireless unit, but just know that we still experience that even with a $9,000 wireless unit. That's just how it is. The nice thing about this guy is that you can mount the V-mount onto the back of it, and then the power actually surges through to the camera. So you can power both the Ranger and the Komodo with one V-mount battery with no extra cables or anything else. I do love that about this. Now I'll say this. If I had the option, because the 12G is great, we don't run 4K. We don't send a 12G picture. We don't do 4K 60. We don't need that. If I were to go back and have the same budget and rebuy all of this, I would probably go with the Bolt 6 Teradeks. They are in 3G and they don't have the same, you just pop it on the back and pop the V-mount on. It's not the same pass-through, but it is still a really, really good wireless unit. We use that same, we use the Bolt. We ended up going and buying one of those to add it to our setup. I would just get more bolts and we'd be able to buy a bunch more and then be able to troubleshoot some more. But again, if you're trying to run 4K 60 and you're trying to have the best of the best, it's the Ranger Mark II.
It is.
Okay. Let's see if can we take off the back? Or maybe we'll just show it.
You can.
It's the it's the V-mount Komodo attachment. This is critical if you're going to run V-mount batteries. If you're not gonna run V-mount batteries, then you just kind of have to, it might be kind of hard to get off.
Yeah, it's a little hard to get off.
It's pretty locked in there, which we want that to happen. We want it to stay locked in. We're not trying to take it on and off. We're not trying to like build these cameras and deconstruct them after every service. We want these as built as possible so the monitor stays on, the Teradek stays on. The only things that come off is the battery and the lens, and really that's just to teach our cam ops to take care of our gear, to make sure that the lenses are covered when they put them away at the end of the day, and then to make sure the battery's on charge so that at the next Sunday, everything's charged up and ready to go. So that is why we do that. We never have, it never looks like this, you know, when you're showing up and you're trying to build everything. We want everything as user-friendly, as volunteer-friendly as possible. And that is possible to achieve with the Komodos. You just have to make sure that you have all of the right pieces for it and that you're using your budget as wisely as possible. Again, like I said, I love the Komodos. I would rebuy them and go through them again. I mean, I've told you I want to try out the Pixies. So maybe one day we'll get a Pixies and we'll make a video on that. But overall, the Komodo color looks amazing. The quality looks amazing. The sensor looks amazing. I keep begging our team, I'm like, can we please get a Raptor? Can we throw that in the mix? Can we get a Komodo X? And so far, how many Komodos do we have that we operate on a Sunday?
Oh, what do we have
At this point, we've got the jib, the dolly, the follow cam, and then 4 handhelds. So we have 7 Komodos, so that's pretty good. And then just a little tip, I did buy some of these used off of MPB. So if you're trying to save some money, these are only like $5,000 now, right? So if you're trying, they're either 5 or 6, they drop by $1,000. We're assuming Red's gonna come out with a new handheld. But again, if you're trying to bump up from pockets, this is a great option. It's the most affordable high-end cinema camera that you're probably gonna get your hands on that looks this good. So I would highly recommend it. It's a great setup. This is what we use every single Sunday at our Kirkland campus. This is what you watch our morning live stream on. And I'm really happy with it. I love what we have and how we make it work. Is there things that I would do differently next time? Yes. But at the end of the day, what we have works amazing and it still gives a great picture. And I know overall, everyone's pretty happy with it. So if you're looking to build a setup like this, you're gonna need a large budget. You're gonna need to do your research on each one of these items and then multiply it by how many cameras you wanna get. But at the end of the day, just make sure that you're operating within your budget and then you're thinking through the things, just the little things like, oh, somebody's gonna hold this on stage for 45 minutes to an hour and a half. I should get them the lightest rig possible, but that also gets a great look. So again, the little things like the smaller monitor, the lens with IS, the slightly less heavy Teradek, less expensive Teradek, I would go with those things. So that's what I recommend for you guys if you're watching at home. Please do us a favor and like and share this video. We're super excited to be able to do this Pursuit Production channel, especially because it shows you guys what we do. We love the transparency. We live stream every Sunday morning on the Pursuit Production channel, and we hope to see you there.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you want to add before we sign off?
Yeah, come and watch us do our production live stream. I mean, it's like fun. You get to hang out with us, you know? It's fun.
It's a great time. We love answering your questions. Leave a comment below. If you have a setup that's better than this that we need to hear about, please tell us.
Yeah.
Like, we would love to learn and keep going. I mean, we eat, sleep, and breathe this stuff, but there's always more to learn. There's always new gear coming out, and that's what makes it so exciting. So be sure to leave a comment, like, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. Are you looking to get the most out of your Komodo handheld rig? Why is Sabrinna laughing right now? What's so funny? Are you looking to get the most out of your Komodo handheld rig? And are you hoping that you don't forget your line? What we would do differently if we had a different budget. Dang it! Different budget. Are you looking to get the most out of your handheld Komodo rig? My name is Christian McKean.
I'm Keegan Fraser.
This is gonna have a blooper reel.
Okay, we'll do it.